Assalamu alaikum everyone. I've got something that a lot of people have been looking forward to. It's the Samsung Galaxy S6. Let's go take a closer look. So here it is. This is the Samsung Galaxy S6. This is the white version. And before we get started, I thought that, let's do a little bit of a tour. I want to show you the phone. I want you to just, savor the flavor. And then we'll talk about the specifications and I'll give you some of my thoughts about the phone. Sound good? I hope so, because this is what I'm going to do. All right, so we take a look at the front. On the front, we can see that we've got the sensors. We've got the speaker over here so you can hear the people who are calling you, of course. We've got the front-facing camera. I'm going to share a little bit more about specifications later on. We've got this nice big screen. We've got touch capacitive buttons on the left and the right, and then we've got that physical button and fingerprint sensor in the front. Now, let's take a look at the right-hand side. First thing you're going to see is, yes, this is aluminium. They're using metal. Ah! Isn't it great? You've got the power button right over here. You've got the SIM card, so you're going to need that SIM ejector tool to pop it out. At the back, we've got more glass. Yes, indeed. And we've got the main camera. And we've got the flash and a number of different sensors. And you typically use a sensor by putting your finger on top of it, or if you're using it like a UV sensor, just letting it do its thing when you have launched the application. On the left-hand side, we've got the volume up and down buttons. On the top of the phone, we've got the secondary microphone. You've also got an IR blaster. On the bottom of the phone, we've got the speaker, you've got the microphone, you've got the micro USB port, you've got a 3.5mm headphone jack, and that's pretty much it. So there you go. This is the front of the phone, this is the side, this is how thin it is, and then this is the back of the phone. So we're going to talk about a couple of things in regards to some of the differences between the S6 and even the S5, but I'll leave that to the end after I talk about specs. First of all, in regards to the screen, we've got a 5.1-inch screen. It's 1440 by 2560 in resolution, and that it comes to around 577 pixels per inch, 577 ppi. The processor of this phone is it's a quad-core 1.5 plus a quad-core 2.1 gigahertz processor. That is a Cortex processor, so that makes it octa-core as well. So it'll shift between the two. Personally, I'm always sensitive about using the word octa-core because I feel like octa-core means that all 8 cores need to be working at the same time. In this case, it is 4 for low power and then 4 for when you need, some more juice, some more power. In regards to the RAM, we've got 3 gigabytes of RAM in the phone. Now this comes in 3 variations. You've got 32 gigabytes, 64 gigabytes, and 128 gigabyte versions. The glass itself is Gorilla Glass 4. You've got Bluetooth 4.1, A2DP, advanced Wi-Fi, and of course you've got wireless charging as well built in, which is pretty cool. In regards to the size of the phone, it's 143.4 millimeters tall. It's 70.5 millimeters wide, and in terms of thinness, it's 6.8 millimeters thin. The system that it uses is Android 5.0.2, that's Lollipop, and yes, they do have their own interface on this, but I actually really liked it. They've simplified it quite a lot. It's maybe I'll show you the screen a little bit later so you can see what I mean when I talk about the actual interface. Now, in regards to the front-facing camera, it's 5 megapixels, so that means that taking selfies will be extra nice and extra crispy. The main camera is 16 megapixels, so it's also got optical image stabilization, which means that when you're moving around, when you're shaking your phone around, it's hopefully going to keep those photos looking nice and sharp. You've also got dual video built in as well, so that means that you can use the secondary and the primary camera at the same time to take a video of yourself taking a video of something. And and you've also got the HD video recording as well to look forward to. It comes in white, black, gold, and blue. And in regards to the battery size, it's actually 2,550 milliamps. So that's the specs. Now let's talk about the phone itself. So first of all, you'll see that the front and the back are actually quite flat. It's actually very different to hold this phone in your hand. Like, it doesn't feel like a Galaxy phone that I have been used to, mainly because it's using premium materials. You've got glass in the front, you've got aluminum, you've got glass in the back. It absolutely feels great. And some people might have been bothered by the camera sticking out of this, but honestly, I haven't noticed it being an issue, especially because it's in the center, not to the side. So it means that the phone doesn't really wobble, actually. One thing that you may have noticed is because that this is using a glass back and you've got the aluminium so on, they don't have a removable back. So that was one of the key points for the Samsung Galaxy S5, or the Galaxy range in general, the fact that you could remove the back and then you could change the battery if you needed to. Now you can't, so that's it. So it's the 2550 milliamp battery built into the phone, nothing more, nothing less. Also, what they've removed is the fact that you cannot, you can't insert an SD card, so the memory you choose is the memory you're stuck with. And in regards to the water and dust resistance, you no longer have that with this phone. So those are some of the things that they've removed. However, one of the things that they have changed, and of course they've upgraded, they've given us significant spec bumps, is the fingerprint scanner. So no longer do you have to swipe your finger. Now all you need to do is put your finger on this button and it will unlock the phone for you, which is great. I really preferred that style, and honestly, let's admit it, that was the style that that you had, with iPhones, and I like just simply touching it and unlocking my phone. Now you can do that simply by touching this. So let me just quickly do the obligatory comparison. Right here I've got the iPhone 6, my right I've got the S6 and Galaxy S6, and you can see this is the difference in size, side by side. However, as you can see, it's not really that much in difference in overall footprint, but if you look at the screen is quite big. If we look at it from the side, you can see that the Samsung Galaxy, although the iPhone is curved, the Galaxy S6 actually has a flat edge on the top. So, of course, one of the things, let me just put the phone to the side for a second. One of the things that I wanted to also mention is that you've got these plastic bits right over here, and this is similar to what the iPhone had, because you need that to help the reception, the signal. What else do I really need to mention that is really cool? I wanted to mention the fact that this has one of the best features ever. The fact that this camera turns on so fast. How many times have you decided that you wanted to go and take a picture, and by the time your camera is loaded, that's it, the moment's gone. With this, all I need to do is double tap the home button and it launches the camera. Now let me show you something really quickly. Let me show you how fast it is. If I double tap from off as well, double tap, whoops, double tap, take a picture, boom, that's it, it's done. That's how fast it was to take a picture. So this camera does a really great job of taking pictures. So what do I think? I really like this phone. I'm a little bit concerned because of the glass backing and of course the sides that this might be quite slippery to hold. I've noticed that I've been holding the phone like this more often than not, just because I don't want it to slip out of my hand. I think most people are looking forward to the Galaxy S6 Edge because of the curved edge on the two sides, and by the way, we are going to have a video out if it's not already out by the time you see this video. I do like the fact that they're going with much higher quality materials. I love the fact that you've got NFC, wireless charging, and all of that built into the phone. They have literally given you the best specs that you can get on the market at the moment, especially in this form factor. Do I like the phone? Yes, I do. I love the screen, it looks beautiful. I love Lollipop. I love the fact that, with TouchWiz, it looks very simplified right now. If I take a look at how fast the camera is to use, if I take a look at the general, it really feels like stock Android. It's a really good phone. I'm personally holding out for the Galaxy S6 Edge because, that's a big thing. It's a big difference for me, and that's a phone that I would like to use as a secondary phone. However, if you're not a fan of the Edge and you think that that's a little bit of a gimmick, no worries. You can still go for the S6. This is probably one of the best phones out there at the moment. So yeah, I do give it my thumbs up. So please do let me know what you think of this quick review. Inshallah, I've answered every single question that you have, that you could potentially have. If I've missed something out, please ask it in the comment section below, and I'll do my best to answer as fast as possible. I want to take the time to just say thank you so much for all of the support and the fans and the great people who leave me comments and give me their support and give me their feedback so that I can improve. And also, meet me whenever they meet me outside. They take selfies with me. I want to admit that I actually probably feel more flattered than anybody out there, because I really appreciate you taking the time. If you're interested in this phone, you can purchase this, yes, from Vodafone. If you're watching this in the next, before it's actually released, we do have a pre-order page out there. And if you're watching it after it's been released, of course, you can purchase it from our website, www.vodafone.qa, or you can visit any of our stores and we'll be more than happy to help you. Take care.